You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, then who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Oh, yeah? Huh? Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Loose Butthole Reviews. I am your host Smokey, and joining with me as always is my co-host Pooge.
Hey, oh!
And before we get into the movie proper, we have 3 rules that we gotta give out before we get into the review. First rule is that our rating must be a 5 out of 5, 1 being we hate it, 5 being we love it. Our second rule is if we want our money back, we give it a Jeff Goldblum rating. And number 3 is we can only give it a God tier, a 6 out of 5, if we both agree that it deserves it.
Hot dog.
And today, we are reviewing Taxi Driver.
Yes. Did you? By the way, did you like those little in-betweens? Those little. I'm trying to interact with the intro more.
Yeah, it's But yeah, today we can go ahead and give our ratings. Mine is a 4 out of 5.
And mine is a 4.5.
Alright, you slightly like this more than me, and I'm gonna go ahead, and the reason why I had to take off a point is, 1, the final rampage, it's not the best. It's too comical for me. I was laughing too hard at it, and you sparked something that I wholeheartedly did not care to be even a thing, and I already did not like the fact that he quote unquote lived, but then you was like, or did he? And I was like, that doesn't help the movie that we have to fucking debate whether he's alive or not at the very fucking end.
Also, and I'm gonna bring up that's gonna make you even madder. I rewatching some things again and just kind of going over the movie back in my head. Who knows if that rampage scene even happened?
Oh, whatever. They're fucking
newspaper.
There's newspaper. There's fucking news headlines or whatever. There's
what did get okay, we'll get to it because I have a full defense of my theory, and it's all linked with the newspaper clippings, which are obviously fakes, fantasies. He's already displayed like a fantastical type of thinking of he definitely lives in a fantasy world. He's been lying to his parents. He doesn't give them his address because obviously he has fucking mental issues. He got an honorable discharge, which really hard to do unless you have a really bad medical condition, even with a mental health condition. Sometimes they'll give you an honorable discharge to get you the fuck out of there. If it's
I don't know. I don't think that's what they're.
No, honestly,
I just don't feel.
He probably got dishonorable discharge. I think he was lying about that.
Just
the honorable
way
discharge
I
is also
don't.
part of his fantasy. He might not even ever been in the fucking army.
They didn't. See, that's the thing, though.
Definitely not a fucking Marine.
I understand that it's an unreliable narrator that we're dealing with, but if that was what Martin Scorsese was going for, I understand this was a low budget, one of his first films. He did not make it. He should have made it something seem a little more fantasy. To be honest, he should have just made it to where people just questioned him, on his military service or something like that. Just one conversation where people actually put pressure on him, and he has to actually try to corroborate his stories, and him slip up a little bit. Just stuff like that, because it doesn't seem like we're seeing it from a fantasy element. I feel I am a passenger in his taxi, and he's taking me for the ride, and I'm like, whoa, shit, dude, oh god, what the fuck, what are you doing, man?
I'm definitely not saying everything is the fantasy. I mean, possibly up to the rampage, though I also think that the rampage could be real, but then he fucking either died or fucking is in a fucking
I
coma,
just
and then
wish
like
now.
the
See, that's
fantasy
the thing
starts
though.
maybe
I
at the
hate
newspaper.
that's why I had to take off. It was 4.5, but I had to take the because I hate that we have to fucking debate whether he's alive or not. I much rather him have. It much rather that scene would have been better if he died. It just would have been.
Mm.
I don't fully understand why I would prefer him to just be confirmed dead. But
Mm-hmm.
it's because again my problem with the final rampage it makes him a hero. If it is if it's not fantasy, then they just outright just making him a hero, and he should have just killed. Like if they just had one innocent person, not even be killed, just like be hit by gunfire.
Mm-hmm.
That he directs to the person, like not trying to kill them, but he still like looks in their direction, like a mass shooter going on a rampage. It's more was a vigilante trying to save a 14-year-old girl, and I completely can tell. Like I
He was
see.
also, but
I can
he
I
almost fucking just shot
totally
a
I
politician just because
I
he.
totally believe
Mm.
somebody like reading headlines about somebody that they used to date, and they're like they definitely like would feel an attract like a regret of like, oh shit, that person wasn't as bad as I thought. Like look how good that person was. Like to the point, I
Mm.
mean, he fucking went out of his way to save a 14-year-old girl. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm glad that they didn't have. I was totally led on to believe that Jodie Foster played a older character, that she was a sexualized girl, but they were saying she was older in this. I'm glad that was a misled thing. That was
Mm-hmm.
definitely a good plot point that made it
Mm-hmm.
a very uncomfortable movie for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Yeah, again, I just wish that it didn't. It made him too clean. It made him too
Mhm.
clean, and the whole build up of him not being like he was wholeheartedly planning on killing the senator, like the politician.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a senator, but the politician for no reason whatsoever. So it just it. I got blue balled. I
Mm.
was expecting a
It
mass
kind of it
shooting
kind of reminds it
rampage,
kind
and I
of
got a
makes you
vigilante rampage.
wonder because this is apparently like part of a written right. It's like this is from a book apparently too. So I wonder if that has more context of like maybe of like more of his thoughts, you know? Because
Maybe.
that's probably what, but that's definitely what we kind of need more. Because I think it's fine even to if you had like a maybe a not really morally right character like kind of doing like I wouldn't
This is
say
the thing,
like
though. He's not a morally
exactly
right
like if
character.
you yeah
That's my problem with it. He's not a morally right character that ends up being a morally right figure in the eyes
mm,
of the eyes of the public. It's like, no, that's not a good. That's it. I can definitely see people. I can totally understand why people watch this film and get a vigilante type justice feeling.
yeah which is what it I mean it's exactly like it's people like him watching this movie.
And I wish that it just wasn't too. It was the ending paints it out as, oh, if you just do it the right way, you can be the hero, and that's not what we should be telling people, because that's not what happens. Is he's not the hero. He's just killing people.
Mm, yeah.
Like
It-
yes, there's a ethic
He's
there's an
yeah,
ethics there
because
there's
like he plans it out before he really knows fully everything too, and that's why like when he's questioning her, he's really like saying like, well, not even just like with you leaving, like we gotta kill all these motherfuckers, right? Like like they beat you, right? Like he's definitely looking for justifications for violence,
yeah and
and And he almost acted out on, Palantine, which I think he was just only really going to kill Palantine just because for his sexual frustration for, the other, uh, Betty, was it Betsy?
Betsy, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I gotta say
I
that.
think purely just like lashing out like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that.
Which is why I
completely
totally believe that like the interaction that they had in the end is totally not real because of just
I
how
don't know.
like she turned. And then
I
the
would
way
be
they
more
had it
with
too, he's like
you.
leaving her behind, It
Yeah,
just seemed like
I guess you can see that, but I would be more with you
I
on
will
the
agree it
fantasy
wasn't done
element
very well though.
if only if they like kissed or something. Like if it ended with is there a chance for them still? Like situation going? Like because that would feed more into the fantasy of I did this wonderful thing and I get the girl in the end, but they didn't really seem like they were gonna, he gives her a free ride, and to be honest, if I was a cabbie and I was giving Murda a ride, I'd probably give her a free ride. I'm not expecting to hook up with Murda anytime fucking soon, so that's just a friendly gesture. So
Yeah, though I still think of it of just like he as an ego boost was just like you get your free ride and then I'm leaving you. Look at you looking at me because he was
but
like
he's not really no is he but he's not really even
right about
leaving
chain
her because
cases.
like they're still in the same city, like they're gonna be seeing each other around.
Yeah,
It's
they'll be
very
seeing each other
obvious.
around, but she's showing interest in him, and I think that's part of the fantasy, and he's playing it cool. Of course, he wouldn't be crawling back to her in his fantasy. It's her that's gonna be crawling back to him, and she's got to fucking earn
I
it
I just
because
wish
she's
that they
been
implied that
soiled in his
more.
eyes.
That the
Yeah.
implications that they give wasn't to that. It was more of a friendly interaction of, this is a person that I used to date that I regret not taking things further because he's such a great guy. I've heard that he saved somebody and now look at me looking all stupid. And he gave me a free ride. Now I look even stupider because he's that great of a guy. I can totally see that being a thing. I can totally see that, and it's especially in the fucking 70s. That's what that was the whole fucking. That was the whole point. You got to be the knight, and you got to be the guy with the hero, the knight in shining armor to save
Yeah.
the day, and that's what everybody wants, ain't it? And it's like but he's not. He's so obviously not a hero. He is somebody that was lashing out, and he just so happened his targets were not good people. Like if just I that's why I wish if there was just one innocent person, just one innocent bystander, they could show that no, it wasn't a vigilante rampage. It was just a violent rampage of lashing out and trying to get the targets that he believed he could get, because that's ultimately what it is. He's going for sport and the dude and the other dude solely because he knows that they are targets that he can get away with.
And that's one of the reasons I took a half point off one of this. Like, I always enjoy it because this has like a lot of other just like great scenes and kind of a great atmosphere to it. So it's kind of it's always kind of weirdly also like very uncomfortable, but also kind of chill movie.
Yeah, for sure. I can totally see that. I want to hang out with the character up to a point.
Yeah. I mean, it'd definitely be kind of entertaining just in his weirdness, yeah.
But I gotta say, once he starts, with the Assassin's Creed gun, that's when I would stop coming around. That's when I knew shit was getting a bit too serious for me.
Which I love. I love just like the scene of him creating that too. So
like I definitely would be I would definitely be around and watching him create it, and I would unknowingly be rooting for him because I just see him tinkering with shit, on a project. So I'd be like, yeah, that looks fucking cool as shit. He's always showing you it in progress without the gun. So he's literally just showing you a weird mechanism with his arm that he's building. And I would be like, oh fuck yeah, I don't know what you're doing with that, but yeah, that's fucking cool. But then he reveals, he's like, oh, you know that thing I've been working on? I finally fucking finished it. And he fucking whips out the gun in your face. You're like, oh god, whoa. Oh, this might be the last time we're hanging out, buddy. I might have unknowingly fed this. I was gaslit into this.
But why I took the half point off was mainly because this movie does feel like pointless. You know, like it kind of doesn't. It doesn't, as you said, it doesn't exactly really say anything. It's like it could. That's why it could be like easily misread. Because Martin Scorsese wasn't like trying to promote like vigilantism, you know, like when he made this.
But that's completely what he ends up promoting in the end. That's unfortunately that's the message that you can see clearly. It's like if only just a slight tweak would make it better to where the real message that is here that I can see Martin Scorsese going for, because I know how Martin Scorsese does his films. It's there, but he didn't show it that well enough for the broader audience to understand. And I'm not like I'm not saying, oh, fucking the main audience is too stupid to fucking understand this. It's not.
I mean, a lot of them are.
He made it. He made it a little. He made the main message a little more complex than it all, because there's not a single innocent victim. There just has to be one, and he doesn't even have to kill anybody. Just hurt somebody. Hurt an innocent bystander that has no attachment to anybody whatsoever, just to show that he is a violent person that just needs to go on a rampage. And if you need evidence for that, that's the message that the violence is not the answer. That scene of Robert De Niro, I said it right, yay, fucking him going, and then the panning of the cops and everything, that very cinematic, beautiful scene that Martin Scorsese did, that was evidently where you were supposed to get the message of, this is not what's supposed to happen. Like, this is not the right thing to do.
I do agree, though I will still say that I think that the end is, that I feel like, in the way that I think it is, like the end that we got is a fantasy, that I'll say that it should have just ended with a rampage. It would have been a lot better.
Oh yeah, it should have ended. It would have been so much better. It would have been God tier if it ended with
because then you would have just the consequence of his life, you know, and just you know, like it was a self-destruction, you know.
Oh yeah, it would have been so much fucking better without the final little bit. Man,
I still do believe it's a fantasy, but I will agree that it wasn't done very well. It was a little bit too subtle.
Let me bring up why I didn't like the rampage, because there's only one specific bit that I just cannot get over, and that is the dude constantly shouting, "I'll kill you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you!"
He kept coming.
I just the delivery of it. The delivery of it is so comical. Like, that is definitely that's definitely going to be the outro to this. Is that I forgot what there's something that I was. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make are you talking to me? I'm gonna make that. I have to make that the meme scene. I'm gonna make the intro, and of course I'll kill you. The I kill you is gonna be the outro, because that's fucking ridiculous. It was just that they definitely needed to double take. I get that scene was probably hard to do multiple takes with.
Oh yeah.
But that definitely someone needed to watch that and be like, let's let's just try it with
Oh,
the eye. Let's just
I
try it
remember,
one
too, that
time
they
without
put,
the
like,
IQ.
the weird filter and stuff on it because that was the way that they made it an R. Was they also put like there's one scene where it flashes really weird too, to like quickly to like a weird filter over the screen for a bit. That was one of the ways
To be
that
honest, I
they were
didn't
able
even
to.
notice any censorship during that scene. To be honest, so they did really good on them for
They
that.
censored the porn. They did censor the porn of the first porn, not with the one he watched with Betsy, but the uh the first one he goes into like at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I noticed that. I did notice that.
That wasn't censored in the original, like original cut.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. I'm not too chafe about that. I'm
Mhm.
gonna be a little. I guess I shouldn't be, but you would think she would know going to a French documentary in the 70s what she was getting into. Like that
When she said
really
outside
bothered
the
me.
theater, she's like, "This is a fucking porn theater." Like literally has XXX, and he's like, "No, no." And she's
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't a porn. That's what really got me was it legitly was a documentary that's literally just, it is about swinging. It is about swinging. But still it's a French documentary.
and then the only way for you to watch it in America would be at an X-rated thing that's going to show X-rated movies because not all X-rated movies were porn.
Yeah, fucking some are literally just very provocative documentaries that show a lot of what can be considered porn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that really like she should have known that it should have been blatantly obvious what was going on. Like she so wholeheartedly had every right to be upset if it was a little harder to know, like if it was a mystery, like if he kind of like blindfolded her or something, like it was a complete mystery. But they were standing outside the theater they had to be, because that theater was packed. They weren't the only couple in there. So they had to be standing out there for a minute. That scene just got to me for some reason.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really like this. I'll definitely watch this again, but it's definitely with somebody. I ain't ever watching this alone. It's definitely not something that I care to watch alone.
Yeah. This is the second time I've ever seen it. So. And I remember when I watched it the first time, I was like, like I liked it, but yeah, again, I'm only watching this if I'm watching it with someone else.
Alright, so if you've been listening this long, thank you so much. Please like, comment, and share the video around. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and ring that notification bell. Do you have a sign-off, Spooge?
Could you believe, babe, fuck. No.
I got one for you. Do you believe that it's a fantasy, or is he alive in the...
Yeah, put that in
put it in the comment section.
Yeah.
Alright, and this will be a bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You crazy son of a bitch! Fucking son of a bitch, you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you!